Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight for the stage reading of my new show, Captain Wallaby's Neighborhood. I want to just, again, thank you all for joining us. Before we get started, I just have a few things to say. There will be a 10-minute intermission after the first act of this show, so you'll be able to go out. There's some water that costs $1, so throw $1 in a bucket, grab water. Also out there is a donation bucket because I have been approved for an Imagination Arts grant to fully produce one of my plays. Thank you very much. This grant covers half of a production budget. I have to raise the other half. So there is a donation bucket out in the community room as well for people to place donations in. You can place it into an envelope, write your name on the envelope, and your name will be in the program of that future production as one of the backers of it, or you can donate anonymously. You can also donate by credit card by seeing Kit after the show at the box office. I'm making sure I'm not getting stared at weirdly by Kit right now. And the final method is, in the programs, there's a link to a Fundly, which I'm sure I'll be posting all over the place after today as well. I chose Fundly as a way to donate money as well because no matter what's raised through there, I will receive it, unlike other ones where you have to meet your goal to get that money. So this is really cool. It's really great. The production, if you want to mark your calendars, we do have dates. It will be Friday, May 31st, Saturday, June 1st, and Sunday, June 2nd, and it will be here at Green Bay Community Theater. More information will come. I haven't decided which show yet. I have 4 of them that have gotten to this point through the stage reading process, which is really cool. Oddly enough, the first show I ever got having a stage reading of occurred almost 15 years ago today. It was October 15th of 2008. So it's really cool to be doing this once again. Thank you all for your patronage tonight. Enjoy the show, and there will be a talkback following the performance where you can give me some feedback, ask some questions, tell me what you liked, tell me the thing you didn't like, because that's probably going to happen. But please sit back and enjoy the show, enjoy this wonderful cast that has agreed to do this, and has donated their time to be a part of this. So thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
Act 1. Lights rise on rustic cabin with outrageous decor and color scheme. Up center is a puppet theater. Downstage left is a raffle drum filled with slips of paper. 2 wood-frame chairs are downstage, and there is a door upstage right. Next to the puppet theater is a roll-top desk with a black felt board on top of it. There are 2 other entrances to the room that are not marked and just openings. One is downstage left, and the other is upstage left. As the lights rise, very upbeat and happy music plays as Captain Wallaby enters from right. Wallaby hums to the music as they cross from stage right to stage left opening. Wallaby removes an overcoat as an arm holding a coat hanger emerges from stage left. Wallaby takes the hanger and hangs up the coat and returns it to the hand, which disappears and quickly reappears with a different coat that Wallaby takes and puts on. Wallaby steps center and looks directly at the audience.
Hello, neighbors. I'm glad we can meet again. How have you been? Me? I've been amazing. I just got back from running some errands around town. What's that? What are errands? Well, errands are little tasks that people need to get done during a day. I just finished mine, so now I can play with you for the rest of the day. Isn't that going to be fun? So, what do we want to do today? You want me to tell you a story? Well, we will just have to move over to the story time chair.
Wallaby looks and notices
to the kids, if you know what I mean.
No.
Say, if you only get paid in smiles and warm hugs, how do you pay your rent for this place?
Why would I pay rent? The kids watching at home don't have to pay rent.
But you're an adult, aren't you?
Only on the outside.
What does that mean?
It means that although I may be an adult, I maintain the spirit and wonder of a child.
All right. Well, I should get going. I have a lot of deliveries to make.
People need their mail, and you, mailman Phil, have a very important job.
Yeah, that's why I spent 7 years getting a law degree.
You're a lawyer, too? Mailman Phil!
I know, I flunked the bar 2 or, I don't know, 6 times now. So I'm a mailman. I'm living the dream.
Isn't that great, kids? Mailman Phil loves his job.
Don't go putting words into my mouth. I don't love my job. It's a job. It's what I do to make money. Speaking of which.
A hearty handshake is the best way to end a conversation.
No. People usually tip when they get super fast delivery on large items.
I understand. Here's a tip for you. A smile is always a free way to express one's gratitude for someone else.
Yeah, sure. I gotta get me a new route.
Whatever did he mean by that? Well, I think it's time we pick our word for today, don't you, kids? All right, let's head over to the drum of words and find out what it's going to be.
Wallaby crosses to the raffle drum and begins to spin it.
This is always so exciting. I can't wait to find out what today's word is. I think that's enough spinning, don't you, kids? All right, let's see what great word we'll be learning about today.
Wallaby reaches in and removes a slip of paper.
Today's word is depression.
Wallaby wads up the paper and tosses it away.
Let's try again.
Wallaby reaches into the drum and removes another paper.
All right, today's word is homicide. No, that's not friendly. We need a friendly word, don't we, kids?
Wallaby again wads up and tosses the paper and reaches in for another.
This one's gonna be good, I know it, but just in case, I should check first.
Wallaby looks at the paper. A look of fear crosses their face. After a beat, they wad the paper up and shove it into their pocket.
That paper was blank, children. I'll just find a nice word for us today.
Wallaby begins to dig through the drum, looking at slips of paper and discarding them until they finally come out with a slip.
This will just have to do. Today's word is cheating. No one likes to cheat, kids. What is cheating? Well, cheating is when someone does something dishonest and tries to fool someone else. Like when you're playing a board game with a friend who keeps moving the pieces around when you're not looking. Or when someone copies somebody else's answers on a test in school. For my wife. Cheating is always bad, children, and you should never do it. Honesty is the best policy, and you should always be honest with your parents, teachers, and friends.
A bell is heard.
I wonder who that could be.
Lady Angela enters. She is dressed as a princess, and fanfare is heard.
Look, kids, it's Lady Angela, the princess of the neighborhood. How are you doing today, Lady Angela?
I'm fine, Captain Wallaby. I thought I'd just swing by and find out if you've heard the news.
What news would that be, Lady Angela?
So you haven't heard yet?
No, I haven't. What's going on?
The neighborhood is just abuzz with the news.
What news?
It's simply amazing.
No, you just tell me.
Of course. The house next door is sold. We're getting a new neighbor in our little neighborhood.
Really, I didn't even know it was for sale.
It's been on the market for so long, almost 10 whole minutes. But they're finding out a buyer, and they're moving in right now.
Do you know who bought it?
No, and the whole neighborhood is speculating who it could be.
Well, I'll have to put together a welcome package and greet them properly when they get here.
As princess of the neighborhood, I'll be obligated to greet them with a friendly smile and a warm handshake.
That's a great way to greet someone, and something all the kids can learn about.
Yes, when you're a princess, you have to be a shining example for everyone, especially the children. So you have to learn to smile an amazing smile. Learn to wave to your adoring people. And stay as beautiful as possible to inspire everyone in the neighborhood.
Kids, you should take a lesson from Lady Angela and learn wave, and always stay beautiful, which I'm sure she does through diet and exercise.
Of course, children, if you want to stay beautiful, you have to have a good diet, exercise regularly, and always see your doctor who specializes in beauty enhancement. Now, what about this new neighbor?
I'm sure they're going to be a gentle, kind, and honest person like everyone else in the neighborhood.
Yes, and I hope they're single.
Why?
Why not, Captain Wallaby?
Well, if it's a family, then it would mean more kids in the neighborhood for us to teach.
But if they're single, then I could be special friends with them, and we could keep
You have me for company.
True, but can you really have enough people for company? I mean, sometimes I want to have you as my company, and sometimes I want someone else.
I guess that makes sense. But no matter who this new neighbor is, we will welcome them into the neighborhood and make them our friends.
Of course we will.
A bell rings.
Now, who could that be?
Mailman Phil enters carrying a box.
Mail delivery for Captain Wallaby.
Mailman Phil, what are you doing back here?
I've got more mail for you.
That's great. What is it?
I have no idea.
He shoves it into Wallaby's hands.
Lady Angela, have you met Mailman Phil?
Yes, we are very well acquainted with each other.
Mailman Phil moves in close to Lady Angela. Wallaby watches on with a concerned look on their face, gripping the box. The grip gets tighter as the conversation goes on.
How you doing?
Better now that you're here.
What are you doing later?
Besides you.
So when are you free?
I have nothing going on right now.
My truck is right outside.
Then what are we doing standing here?
Wallaby rips the box open and a stuffed turtle falls
What
out.
are you two doing?
We're being friendly.
Very friendly.
Well, stop it. This is a children's show.
And we're teaching them a valuable lesson.
What lesson is that?
How to make really good friends.
Such good friends.
Best of friends.
Super friends.
Oh, well then, kids, please pay attention and learn from these two really great friends.
We're going to go now, Captain Wallaby.
Lady Angela is going to help me with a special delivery.
It's always good to help your friends.
Yes, it is.
Lady Angela and Mailman Phil begin to exit with their arms around each other's waist. Mailman Phil notices the turtle and points to it.
You dropped your turtle.
So I have.
Wallaby picks up the turtle as Lady Angela and Mailman Phil's hands drop from each other's waist down to each other's butts.
See you around.
Goodbye, Wallaby.
Wallaby looks at the turtle for a moment and then tosses it into the puppet theater. After a moment, the turtle appears in the puppet theater and begins to walk. Wallaby doesn't notice.
Friendship is a great thing to have. And I'm going to meet my new neighbor and make them my bestest new friend. Because it's better to be friends with people than it is to hold grudges against them.
A bell is heard as Miss Kira suddenly appears. She is in a skimpy dress and carries a cigarette holder. She is bathed in a red light. The turtle looks at Miss Kira, freaks out, and falls out of the puppet theater dead. Cartoon noises accompany the turtle's actions.
Did you miss me?
Oh, you sure are pretty.
I know. You tell me that all the time.
I'm sorry, I don't think we've met before.
Of course we have. Don't you remember, Captain Wallaby?
That's my name, but I don't recognize you.
That's sad. I would have thought I'd been unforgettable after what we've been through.
We've been through something? What have we been through?
So many things. You told me I was your one and only.
One and only what?
Don't play coy with me. I know you remember
How do you like the house next door?
Oh, what? No, I don't live in the house next door. I live downtown.
Well, if you're not my new neighbor, then who are you?
I'm Miss Kira.
Nice to meet you, Miss Kira. What brings you to the neighborhood?
I'm here for work.
What do you do for a living?
A little of this, a lot of that.
Gosh, I don't know what that means.
I can show you if you like.
I'd like to. I love learning new things, and so do the kids at home.
Wallaby sees the fallen turtle.
I'm sorry about that. You should always keep your home clean in case company drops by.
Wallaby picks up the turtle and puts it off stage.
This is true. Cleanliness is next to...
A loud bleat is heard.
What was that?
That was the bleep. It happens when someone is going to say something that we don't talk about on the show. We're all inclusive here, and we don't want to alienate any of the kids, so religious talk isn't allowed.
All right. Tell me, Wallaby, do you like dancing?
Yeah, I can do the hustle, the cha-cha slide, some ballroom, even a little line dancing if things get crazy.
Not the kind of dancing I was thinking of.
But what kind?
Let me show you.
Can you teach me and the kids at home?
Sure. Have a seat and watch me.
She pushes Wallaby into a chair.
Now we need some music.
Well, that's simple. House, play music.
Carnival music begins to play. Miss Kira looks confused.
This is my favorite song.
How about something with a little rhythm to it?
I guess, but I don't think it'll be as good as this. House, play something with rhythm in it.
The carnival music stops and generic strip club music plays.
That's much better. Now this I can dance to.
I don't care for this music. It seems wrong.
It's fine. Now sit back and relax.
Miss Kira begins to dance seductively with a good amount of hip movement. She is facing Wallaby and has her back to the audience.
Why are your hips moving so much?
To accentuate my body.
Is that important for this kind of dancing?
It is. Now watch.
Miss Kira slowly turns around, so she is now facing the audience and her back is to Wallaby.
Do you like that?
Wallaby struggles to not look or stare at Miss Kira's butt.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
Why's that?
No reason.
Well, see how you feel when I start to do this?
Miss Kira turns again so she is facing Wallaby and begins to remove her top. Wallaby springs up and the music stops. Wallaby quickly fixes Miss Kira's dress so she is covered.
Miss Kira, your dress is falling down.
Didn't you like my dance?
No, not if it makes all your clothes fall off.
Do you have a problem with someone being...
Don't say that. That is a very inappropriate word for our audience to hear. I'm very sorry for what you just saw. It's important to always keep your clothes on unless you're bathing or changing for bed.
It's only natural for two adults who have feelings and a strong attraction. As if we were a pair of magnets being drawn to one another. These adults will want to see each other in the most intimate of ways.
Nope, it's not right, and it creates bad thoughts, and we only like good thoughts here.
I'm sorry if I offended you. Maybe I can make it up to you.
How's that?
Well, if you didn't like that dance, maybe I could show you a different dance.
What kind of dance?
A slow dance.
All right, I guess.
Good. We'll need some good slow dancing.
House, play some slow music.
Slow dance music begins to play.
Now, first, you put your arm around my waist.
Wallaby obeys.
Then, you take my hand in your hand,
But it's around your waist.
your other hand.
Oh, right.
Wallaby does so.
Then you pull me in
And
close,
not too close.
as close as you want to be.
They move closer to each other.
Now, we gently sway.
They do.
You're very good at this, but can I make a few adjustments?
I guess.
First, we're going to move your hand that's around my waist down a little.
Miss Kira takes her free hand and moves Wallaby Wallaby's arm down, so it is now on her butt.
Now, isn't that nice? Let's get a little closer, and you're going to rest your head here.
Miss Kira pulls Wallaby in close and forces their head onto her bosom. Wallaby sits like this for a beat before quickly snapping up and pushing Miss Kira away as the music abruptly stops.
What are you doing, me?
Just having a little fun, baby.
Not your baby.
It's just a term of endearment.
I think it's about time you left, Miss Kira.
Is that really what you want, Wallaby honey?
Yes, it is.
All right, if you insist. But if you ever change your mind, all you have to do is whistle, and I'll be here in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You do know how to whistle, don't you?
I do.
Good. I hope you whistle for me sometime soon. You seem like a lot of fun.
Miss Kira kisses Wallaby on the cheek.
I'm not really sure what just happened, kids. But I think I made a new friend, and that's what's important. Making new friends. And I don't think anything that just happened counts as cheating, because nothing happened. I think it's time for a cartoon, don't you, kids?
A bell is heard.
Happy, I wasn't expecting any more guests.
Cowboy Larry enters, carrying a length of rope.
Hi, Cowboy Larry.
Hi, Captain Wallaby. Nice day today, isn't it?
Sure is, Cowboy Larry. What brings you by?
Don't you remember? I told you I'd come by and teach you and the kids how to tie a lasso today.
That's right, I plumb forgot. I've been having a weird day, Cowboy Larry.
How's that?
Well, first the drum of words was acting up.
How's that?
Well, I kept trying to pull a nice, friendly word for the kids, but I kept pulling non-friendly words.
Now, how did non-friendly words get in there?
I don't know, it's a magic drum.
Is it now? I always thought you put the words in there yourself.
Why would I do that?
Heaven to fog is, Captain. What else happened?
Well, then I found out that I'm getting a new neighbor.
I heard about that. I hope it's another cowboy. Would love to have an extra ranch hand around to help with the cattle drive.
That would be nice. I just hope they're friendly is all, and a good role model for the kids.
I'm sure they will be. There's not a person in the neighborhood who isn't a good role model.
I don't know about that. I just
Miss Kira. She's a mighty fine woman.
You know her?
Of course I do. All the ranch hands know about Miss Kira.
She ever try and teach you to dance?
Sure, a couple of times. She's a great dancer and a fine look, but I don't have to tell you that.
I mean, she's all right and all, but she know Lady Angela.
Oh, that's true. Now, how about we do some lasso?
Okay, let's do it. Come on, kids. Cowboy Larry is going to teach us to tie a lasso so we can get you some cattle.
But first off, you need a length of rope like this.
He holds out the rope. Wallaby produces a much more colorful rope.
Like this?
Something like that. Now, once you got your rope, you can tie the knot.
Cowboy Larry, I don't want to marry the rope.
We're not tying that kind of knot. We're tying a rope knot.
Okay, what's the knot called?
It's called a Honda knot.
Like the car?
Similar. Now, what you want to do is take your rope like this, and make your rope look like this.
As the following happens, Cowboy Larry demonstrates the steps. Wallaby tries to follow along but has trouble and eventually turns away from the audience to work out their knot.
Then you want to pass the end of the rope through the loop. Once you've got that done, you're going to repeat the same thing, this time using the end of the rope. Now you're going to tighten the loop and pass the loop through the original loop. You're going to hold the rope like so and pull the whole thing tight. You should notice that your original loop can now shrink or tighten. You get this, Captain? Everything all right, Captain?
Everything's fine.
All right, then. You take the rest of your rope and pass through the loop, and once you've got that done, you tie yourself a lariat. Let's see how you did it.
Wallaby turns back around. Their rope is now tied as a noose.
You think I did something wrong, Cowboy Larry?
Now, what incarnation did you do to your rope?
I followed the steps, and all I got was this.
Cowboy Larry takes and examines the noose.
It looks like you tied yourself one hell of a noose here, Captain.
A noose.
be a hangman's knot.
A hangman's knot? What does that mean?
Well, a hangman's knot would be the knot used by hangmen for their job.
What do they make from it?
People generally.
What?
That knot is used to kill people.
People don't die! I mean, of course people die, but we shouldn't be talking about it in front of the kids! Of course kids should know about death, it's a natural thing, but that's not today's topic.
What is today's topic, Captain?
Cheating.
Cheating! Now there's something I can talk about. You want to hear a story?
Of course we do.
Well, I once knew a guy, Cowboy Barry. He was a good cowboy and a good friend until one night we found out he was stealing cattle from our ranch and selling it to the neighbor's ranch. He was cheating us out of pay. And me and the other cowboys did what we had to do to deal with the problem.
What did you do?
Well, cheating isn't right, as I'm sure you know, Captain.
I know.
And people need to be punished for cheating.
Actions have consequences.
But Barry tried to get out of the consequences of his actions. Once he realized we were on him, he decided to flee town, and we had to go after him. But you can't escape your consequences. No, you'll always pay for what you've done, one way or another.
Did you catch Cowboy Barry?
Oh, we did. And he paid for what he did.
How's that?
Cowboy Larry holds up the noose.
Doesn't matter. What matters now is that justice was served.
Guess as long as justice was served, that's all that matters.
A dinner bell is heard.
Well, I should get going, Captain. That bell means I gotta run her down to the watering hole so they can get a drink. I'll see you around.
See you later, Cowboy Larry. I wonder what Cowboy Larry meant when he said that justice was served. Well, since we already missed story time and cartoon time, maybe it's time to talk to our good friend Lance and see what's new in the neighborhood of puppets.
Wallaby crosses to the puppet theater.
Now, who remembers how we contact the neighborhood of puppets? That's right, we have to do the secret knock.
As Wallaby says the next line, they knock in a rhythmic pattern.
The first knock is for friendship. The second knock is for camaraderie. The third knock is to let the neighborhood of puppets know that it's time to wake up. And the rest are a secret message that can only be decoded using the super special Captain Wallaby decoder ring that you can order off the website captainwallaby.org.
Lance, a green-skinned puppet, appears in the puppet theater and yawns.
Who woke me up? I was having a very nice slumber. I was dreaming about Miss Kira. The lovely things she could do to me.
Hi, Lance.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Well, it's time for the daily check-in with the neighborhood of puppets.
Right, that again. The neighborhood is good. Lots of puppets. All are very happy and content to live here.
What's the weather like?
Weather, it's fine. Perfect puppet weather.
So what does that mean?
It's not raining or snowing. The sun's here, but not quite enough to bleach our felt. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. So, are you getting excited for the puppet elections?
Why? I'm running unopposed.
Really? None of the other puppets want the honor of talking to me on a daily basis?
No.
Well then, I guess that's good for you, because we can keep being friends.
Yay! Bully for me.
You know we don't condone bullying around here.
It's an expression.
Bullying is wrong in all forms.
I'm not actually bullying people. It's a phrase that means good for me. You single-minded Carnizella.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Means nothing. How's your day going, Wallaby?
Oh, bad.
That'll happen.
Aren't you interested to know why I'm having a bad day?
Honestly,
Of course.
not even a little.
That's not very friendly, Lance.
Listen, Wallaby, I think it's time we had a talk.
We're already talking.
I know
talk about?
I'm the duly elected official of the neighborhood of puppets. And with that position, I need to come here and report to you.
You get to come here and talk to me.
Well, now, just because I come here and do my job, that doesn't mean we are friends.
Why wouldn't we be friends?
For starters, do you really like talking to me?
I love talking to you.
Why?
Because you're my friend.
Is there anyone you don't like talking to?
No, not at all.
Does that make everyone your friend?
Of course.
What about strangers?
First off, kids, you should never talk to strangers without your mommy or daddy present. But a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet.
That is stupid.
Don't use that kind of language here.
Sorry, when no one else wants to talk to you.
What was that?
You should get back to the topic at hand, don't you think?
You mean the fact that you don't want to be my friend anymore?
Listen, Wallaby, I was never your friend.
Uh-huh, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You realize you're arguing with a puppet right now?
I know you are, but what am I?
That doesn't even make sense in this situation.
Yes, it does.
I refuse to be drug into this again.
Does that mean we're done fighting?
Yeah, sure.
Because you gave up.
Yes.
Then I won.
If you want to look at it that way.
Good, that means we're still friends.
Fine, whatever. Can we just get on with this?
Say we're friends.
We're friends.
Say we're BFFs.
You're my BFF.
I knew it, you love me. No. Is there any other puppet news to report?
If I say no, does that mean I get to leave?
Why would you want to leave?
Because I left my puppet stove on.
Puppets have stoves?
Of course we do, to cook our puppet meals. How don't you know this? I thought you taught inclusivity to the children.
I do.
Then why don't you know more about puppet culture?
I did. I thought that all puppets just live in a hibernation state until they're called upon by humans.
That's very single-minded of you. Did you learn nothing during Puppet Appreciation Month in school? Immune. You don't even know the puppet calendar, do you?
I don't. But I think that could be a great topic for the show next week, don't you, kids?
Yeah, of course. That's a great topic. Have your people call my people. We'll work that out. I should get going now. Places to be, people to see, and this hand on my tushy is starting to get a little sweaty.
A bell is heard. Miss Kira enters and begins to cross from one side of the stage to the other. She is followed by Daniel, who is clearly staring at her butt. Lance notices Miss Kira.
On second thought, I can stay a bit longer.
What about your puppet stove?
That's what insurance is for.
Miss Kira stops and looks at Wallaby and Lance, but not behind her.
Excuse me, is there something following me?
Yes, there is.
Have you ever stuck your hand up a puppet's backside before? Unrelated question. How much would that run?
I don't do that.
That's just sad.
I'm sorry, darling. I'm allergic to bells.
What if I told you I was 100% cotton related?
I wouldn't risk it. I've had too many bad experiences where puppets lie to me.
I understand. I'm not cotton related.
I can tell.
Can I rub my head against your bosom if I don't touch your skin?
I guess.
Miss Kira picks up her dress and bends down to allow Lance to rub his head on her bosom. Wallaby looks shocked, and Daniel is still staring at her butt.
There you go.
Thanks.
think that's Daniel, a local boy in the neighborhood.
Miss Kira attempts to turn around to look at Daniel, but he moves with her to continue to stare at her butt.
I can't see him. Is he shy or something?
He might be. You are very attractive.
Nah, thank you. But can you do something about him? I'm afraid I'm going to cross the street and a car is going to hit him.
No problem. I can help.
Wallaby reaches behind the puppet theater and pulls out a large piece of cardboard and places it between Daniel's eye line and Miss Kira's butt.
Hey, where'd it go?
Where'd what go?
The thing I was following, it's vanished.
Was it this?
Wallaby raises the cardboard and Daniel is transfixed again. Wallaby then lowers the cardboard.
What happened?
I think there's something on your back that's hypnotizing him.
Oh, I get that a lot.
Really, what is it?
Here, lift up that divider.
Wallaby lifts it and Daniel is transfixed again.
Now, look here.
Miss Kira points to her butt and Wallaby looks.
I don't see anything.
Weird. Look closer.
Wallaby physically gets closer.
Nope, still nothing.
That's odd. It normally works. If you look at your friend, it's working on him.
I see that.
Lance pops back up and looks right at Miss Kira's butt.
I'm back now. Whoa. What do we have here?
Lance, do you see what's hypnotizing Daniel back here?
Oh, yes, I do.
I keep looking, but I can't see it.
That does not surprise me.
I really can't stay here all day. I've got to be going.
Right, let me break his days quick.
Wallaby lowers the cardboard. Daniel snaps out of it.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, that's not nice.
I'm sorry, but I had to.
You just keep that there until I'm gone.
Wait. I solved my problem.
Did you get a pill to help you out?
I don't have that problem. I am a puppet, and my rods are made of steel. I'm at the whistling problem.
Oh, how'd you solve that one, John?
Like this.
A hand pops up and places a whistle into Lance's mouth, and he blows into it, making a whistle noise.
Very good. Whenever you do that, whenever you want to see me, just do that and I'll show up.
A whistle is heard off stage.
Oh, gotta go. Mr. Hopper at the grocery store needs me. Bye, boys. Bye, Captain Wallaby.
Miss Kira kisses Wallaby gently on the cheek.
Hey, where's my kiss? And mine?
What just happened?
Oh, I think someone likes
A
you.
lot of people like me, Lance.
No, I mean likes you. Like she wants to do a drunk date with you.
Lance, it's not nice.
Captain Wallaby, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, Daniel. What is it?
Well, when I first saw Miss Kira, I became transfixed. I mean, I was playing outside my house, and now I'm here, and I don't remember how I got here. What happened?
Well, you see, sometimes as we get older, we find ourselves interested in other people.
Interested how?
In a romantic way.
Oh, the way he was staring? I don't think there was much romance in it.
Why did Lance?
I don't get it. I don't look that way at my mom.
Thank the good Lord for that.
Well, of course you don't, because she's your mom. Kind of like you don't look at your sister that way.
Gross. Stacy is only 9 months old.
He was talking about your 18-year-old stepsister.
Oh, right. Of course. I don't look at her that way, with her smooth skin, amazing hair, and her giant melon-sized eyes.
Listen, Daniel. As you get older, you're going to start experiencing changes that are completely natural.
Oh, dear Lord, Wallaby's gonna try having the talk with him. Thinks it's gonna be great.
Lance sits down for a moment and emerges with a bowl of popcorn.
Continue, please.
Maybe this would be easier with the magic board.
Wallaby crosses to the roll-top desk to retrieve the magic board.
We don't need the magic board. Some public domain health video from the 60s isn't going to help Daniel understand success better than you just talking to him.
Lance is right.
But you love the magic board.
I know, but right now I just like to talk to you.
All right. Where were we?
Daniel's changing body.
Right. Well, these changes are going to make you want to start looking at people in a different way.
What kind of different way, Captain?
Well, you're going to start noticing things on them that you didn't before. Things are going to make you feel funny in special places on your body.
This is better than I could have imagined.
What special places?
Oh, well, you see, you'll feel them in your gut, among other places.
Really? I thought you were going to talk about my penis. My penis. My mom told me as I start to notice girls, I'd start to feel things in my penis.
You'll feel it there too, Doc.
Say it!
Another region.
Come on!
What's another reason?
You know, your dingle, dongle, your pee-pee, your downstairs place.
Why don't you just say penis?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because it's an inappropriate word and it shouldn't be said in front of the kids.
But I'm a kid and I'm saying it.
Daniel, you're mature for your age. With your mother being the town doctor and all, you've been exposed to more grown-up things.
It's been a rough 12 years.
That is a big-ass 12-year-old.
Lance, why are you still here?
Support.
You're doing a bad job of it.
Oh, not for you or for him, but for the kids watching at home. I'm just saying what they're thinking.
They're not thinking of stuff.
They are. Trust me, I know our audience.
Can we get back to me, please?
Of course, Daniel.
Captain Wallaby, when I see Miss Kira, my nether region begins to feel funny and I start thinking weird thoughts.
What kind of thoughts are those, Daniel?
Oh, that was a bad question.
Well, I start thinking about things I want to do with Miss Kira, and I don't quite understand them all. I get wanting to hold her hand and touch her hair, but then I start thinking about what she looks like without her dress on and touching her in special places.
It's okay to say breasts, Daniel.
Oh, okay. Well, her breasts and butt.
Don't tell him it's okay to say that stuff.
Kids, there's nothing wrong with saying breasts or butt or ass, if you so please. Those are all parts of the human anatomy, and we should respect them and be comfortable talking about them and saying the most accurate words to describe them.
Shut up. Go on, Daniel. What were you saying?
Well, as I'm thinking of these things, my nether region starts to get hard, and I start thinking about touching it.
You should never do that. Never, ever.
But it seems natural.
It is.
It is not. It is unnatural to touch oneself in that manner.
Don't listen to Wallaby on this one. Our friend the captain is so pent up because they don't touch themselves or let anyone else touch them that they're ready to blow.
They're not.
You are too. Daniel, it's called masturbation. I'd say wait another year or so and then give it a try.
Not listen to Lance. None of you listen to Lance.
How do you masturbate?
One day you'll just kind of figure it out.
Stop that.
Could Miss Kira show me how to masturbate?
Not until you're 18.
Dang it.
Daniel, language.
Sorry, Captain.
I wish there was a way I could just make you forget the conversation ever happened.
A bang is heard as Jimmy enters.
Did someone say which?
Jimmy, of course. You can fix all this with your magic.
Of course Jimmy can, Captain. What seems to be the problem?
We're having an adult conversation, and I magic words. Ready, kids? Okay!
No, wait. I need to know what Jimmy meant by okay.
Lance, if we say the magic words too, then Gimby is required by genie law to grant us each a wish.
Hey, is that true?
That is correct. If you all say the magic words, then you each receive one wish from Jimmy.
You know, pretty smart for a kid who's probably going to grow up and have a porn addiction.
Who says I don't have one now? Nothing.
I want this made clear that I'm making my wish before Wallaby.
Me too.
The order of wishes is unimportant. The magic words are all that matter here. Now, say them or don't. Jimmy is very busy.
Magic words spoken and bind the genie to grant us each a wish. We speak the words that activate you. Abracadabra, alakazam, hocus pocus, voila, open sesame, clatu barada nitu, sin salami, roja colonies.
You have spoken the magic words, and with that, Jimmy is now bound to grant you each one wish that falls within Jimmy's power. Speak the words of your wish and see it granted.
I wish
Lance, Daniel, and everyone watching at home would forget the conversation we just had from the time Miss Kira showed up until now.
Come on.
not cool.
Your wish is within Jimmy's powers and is granted.
The lights flicker.
How'd I get here?
You came to visit and make a wish on Jimmy.
Really? I don't remember that.
Why am I still here? The last thing I remember is trying to talk my way out of spending time with Wallaby. Wait, do I also have a wish on Jimmy?
You do?
I see. Give me a minute to think about this. Daniel, you can go first.
All right. I wish I had a fun bouncy ball.
Your wish falls within Jimmy's power and is granted.
The lights flicker and Jimby pulls a bouncy ball from their pocket and gives it to Daniel, who proceeds to bounce it.
Gee, thanks, Jimmy.
Lance, it is time to make your wish.
All right. I wish I could remember whatever it is that I recently forgot.
You can't do that.
His wish is within Jimmy's power and is granted.
The lights flicker.
You tried to make me forget about Miss Kira. And a conversation about masturbation.
Really? Was I there for this conversation?
Yeah, you were.
Can I get my memories back too?
I'm sorry, you have already used your wish.
Dang it.
Daniel.
Sorry. I should go, Captain. My mom is probably worried sick. I don't know if I told her where I was going. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Daniel.
Tell me, Captain, how many times have you used Jimmy to erase my memory?
This is the first time.
Are you lying to me?
Wallaby is lying. Wallaby has made that wish 8 times before.
8 times!
You weren't supposed to remember her.
Anyways, Jimmy, why are you covering for me?
Jimmy does not cover for anyone. Jimmy only speaks the truth.
This had better be the last time you ever brainwash me, Wallaby. Because if you do it again, I promise, you will know the full wrath of the puppet people!
Sorry, Lance. Can you forgive me?
No.
That was rude.
There are ruder ways to say goodbye, Captain.
Like what?
He could have used profanity.
I guess. Jimmy, you're my friend, aren't you?
Jimmy is the genie of the neighborhood, and Jimmy is bound to grant wishes that are within Jimmy's power when my magic words are spoken.
But are we friends?
Jimmy does not know what a friend is. Everyone is Jimmy's master,
I don't want to be your master.
but you are. You have made many, many wishes of Jimmy, and therefore you are Jimmy's master.
What if I wished that I wasn't your master?
That wish would be out of Jimmy's power, and the sheer fact that you made such a wish would mean that you are Jimmy's master. And if you are Jimmy's master, then Jimmy cannot grant a wish that would make you not Jimmy's master.
How about a wish that would make everyone else my friend?
That would be within Jimmy's power, but why would you want to make such a wish, Captain?
Because I'm getting the feeling that the neighborhood doesn't like me that much.
Of course the neighborhood likes you. Without you, the neighborhood wouldn't exist. You are the reason we all get to be here. If you didn't have your show and teach all the kids at home their
next door.
Jimmy has many colors, but when Jimmy gazes to your neighbor, Jimmy sees nothing. It is very strange. Normally, if Jimmy wishes to see someone, then they are unveiled to Jimmy. I'd like to look at what Miss Kira is doing quite often.
What's she doing now?
Mr. Hopper. But as Jimmy said, when Jimmy looks at your neighbor, there's nothing to see. I fear the reason that Jimmy cannot see your neighbor is they have sinister intent.
Don't be ridiculous, Jimmy. No one in the neighborhood could possibly have sinister intent.
Wait, something is beginning to come true. Jimmy can almost make something out.
What is it?
Your front door.
A knock is heard at the front door.
Is that them?
It is. Jimmy must go. I do not know what they are doing here and cannot let the powers of Jimmy fall into the wrong hands.
All right, bye, Jimmy.
Wallaby crosses to the door and opens it to reveal Justice Grimm.
Hello. Hi, you must be my new neighbor. Nice to meet you. I'm Justice.
Nice to meet you, Justice. I'm Captain Wallaby. Would you like to come in?
I would appreciate that very much. Lovely home you have here. Very spacious.
Thank you. I really like the open space. It helps me with my work.
What do you do?
I teach children lessons and help them with their life problems.
And how do you do that?
In the only form you can. I host a children's show.
I see. That's very noble work. You should be proud. I see you're doing a show right now.
Yes. Tell me, Justice, what is it you do?
I'm in collections.
What does that mean?
It means when something needs to be collected, they send me to get it.
That sounds like a big job.
It can be, but in a neighborhood like this, it shouldn't be too bad. Is that a puppet theater?
It is.
I love puppets.
You've accessed the neighborhood of puppets before.
What?
The neighborhood of puppets, the place all puppets live.
Live? Puppets aren't alive. You know that, don't you, Captain?
Of course they are. That's why they have their own neighborhood.
Have you seen this neighborhood?
No, but I know it's real.
If you say so. So, what is today's lesson?
What?
You said you're a children's show host. Children's shows have lessons for each day, so what is today's lesson?
Oh, cheating.
Is that so? Well, that is a big topic, isn't it?
I mean, it's not. Don't cheat. It's really simple.
But what about all the different kinds of cheating there are? I mean, there's the obvious ones like cheating on a test, or cheating in a game, or cheating on a spouse. But then there's the other kinds of cheating, like cheating someone out of what they're owed.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when something is supposed to happen, but then because of the actions of a person, they don't. And then someone ends up with nothing and feels cheated by the whole situation.
I see. So what brings you to the neighborhood?
Work.
How long do you plan to stay?
Not long, hopefully, just here for a visit.
But you bought a house.
It was reasonably priced and I liked the location.
It is a beautiful street to live on.
The street is fine. Have you noticed the people who live here, though?
Some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Really, because the mailman showed up to deliver me some mail and he seemed pretty gruff, to say it kindly.
That's Mailman Phil. He gets like that.
I see. Then I saw this woman walk past with what looked like a child following her, and this child was transfixed on her rear end.
That was Daniel. I talked to him about that.
Oh, of course you did. Who else would talk to him about that kind of stuff?
His parents could, but since it's what I do, I thought I'd just help out a little.
That woman was something to look at, wasn't she?
I guess everyone finds her very beautiful.
What about you? Is she your type?
What do you mean?
Would you want to spend some alone time with her in an intimate way?
No, that would be inappropriate.
Come on, Wallaby. She has to do something for you.
I don't appreciate this discussion.
I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm just trying to get to know you a little is all.
A bell is heard. Justice looks around, not knowing what it means, as Lady Angela enters with Mailman Phil. The fanfare is heard again.
I heard our new neighbors here.
I told you they were going to be coming to the captain's place. Why anyone would want to, I have no idea, but here they are.
Isn't this an interesting combo, Captain?
What do you mean?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lady Angela, Princess of the neighborhood.
that could do your job.
What's a Jimmy?
That's not nice, Lady Angela. I work hard.
Jimmy is just another resident of the neighborhood.
So tell me, what do you do for fun?
You wouldn't want to know.
Intriguing.
Hey, Angela, what are you doing?
Just getting to know the new neighbor.
You have to stand that close?
Don't worry, Wallaby. Everything is okay.
Maybe we should go, Lady Angela?
You can go. I'd like to stay.
Fine, I will. I hate being here anyways. This place gives me the creeps.
Mailman Phil stares at Wallaby. As the next dialogue happens, Lady Angela gets incredibly close to Justice, who does not react.
Especially you.
Why? I'm perfectly friendly.
You're a freak is what you are.
Don't call me names. That's not nice.
It's not. I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?
Of course I can. Forgiveness is something we're supposed to give to each other.
I'm enough of this crap. I'm leaving. I got a run to finish.
Maybe you'd like to give me a private tour of your new house, Justice.
No, I think I'm good. Lady Angela, I think you're standing entirely too close to our new neighbor.
It's fine, Wallaby darling. They like it. Isn't that right, Justice?
I am unbothered by it.
See, I'm just being friendly.
Maybe a little too friendly.
What is that supposed to mean? I am doing my duly appointed job as princess of the neighborhood, and I would hope that you would support me in what I have to do.
I do, but why do you have to be so close to each other?
Because it shows that this is a neighborhood where we don't fear each other. Are you afraid of me, Justice?
No, not at all.
See, they're perfectly fine with it.
But I'm not.
No one cares about your feelings, Wallaby.
Don't say those kind of things to me. I'm nothing but nice to you. Why do you say such things to me?
Wallaby, will you please just buzz off and give me and Justice a moment, a little alone time?
That won't be necessary.
All right. If you're going to be that way, I will just take my leave then. Good day, all.
Sometimes she drives me so crazy.
I know.
And I just want to do something about it.
You did.
What?
I must be going. I have things to unpack. I'll be seeing you soon, Captain.
Okay, bye. It was nice meeting you.
You too.
Well, I guess this would be a good place to take a commercial break, so stay tuned. There's lots more Captain Wallaby's Neighborhood to come.
Lights dim, end of Act 1. The following is an audio commercial that should be played before the beginning of Act 2. Upbeat music should be played behind the ad in the style of a 90s infomercial.
Hello, neighbors. I'm glad we could meet again. How have you been?
Now is your chance to own this incredible video collection of Captain Wallaby's Neighborhood. You'll be proud to own this amazing collection of your favorite moments and characters from this award-winning TV show. Join Super Delivery Man Mr. McIntosh,
Mail delivery for Captain Wallaby.
the beautiful Princess Clara,
What are we learning today, Captain Wallaby?
young Daniel,
Gee golly, I hope that doesn't explode.
Jeannie Jimby,
Did someone say which?
everyone's favorite puppet, Dr. Archibald Grayson.
There's science to be learned.
Call right now to receive Volume 1 of the Captain Wallaby's Neighborhood Collection.
Tarnation! How much does something like that cost?
Not much, Cowboy Barry. If you order right now, it's just $9.95. And you'll receive the first 2 fun-filled episodes from the original series delivered right to your door.
Who could ask for anything more?
But there is more, Captain. If you call right now, we'll also include absolutely free a Captain Wallaby's Neighborhood gift box for you to display your collection. Get your credit card ready and call the number you see on your screen now. You'll receive 2 episodes of The Neighborhood and the Neighborhood gift box for the amazingly low price of $9.95. Then each month you'll receive 2 new episodes for the collectible price of just $12.95.
great commercials, boys and girls. I think all the weirdness in the neighborhood has been settled, and we can just have a really fun rest of the day. We have some great segments left for today, like Science Minute, and some really hilarious cartoons ready to roll. And I think the neighborhood is planning a special welcome jamboree for our new neighbor. Weren't they an interesting person? I can't wait to get to know them and their collection business better. I bet we're going to have some great fun.
Lance appears in the puppet theater.
Oh, what are you babbling about, Wallaby?
Lance, what are you doing here? I didn't call for you.
Oh, so I'm only allowed to show up if I'm called? I can't just show up because I want to?
Oh, of course, you have freedom to do what you want. Just you've never shown up here without me doing the special knock before.
Just an FYI, puppets hate the special knock. Everything is demeaning to our kind that you have to wake us up just so we can be alive. Just admit it, Wallaby. The knock is just so you can plug your crappy decoder ring once per shot.
Don't use that kind of language, and the decoder ring is fun, and they get a secret message every time they use it.
What was today's message?
It's a secret. If you don't have the decoder ring, you can't know what the message is.
Ah, all right. Have it your way.
Lance drops down and pops back up after a moment with a decoder ring on his arm.
Can I get a playback of today's knock?
Who are you talking to?
The director.
We don't have a director, silly, because I'm the director.
The knock is played back.
Thank you. Now we just have to decode it quick.
I think it's really sweet you got one of my super fun, super handy, super duper decoder pins.
This is the third one I got. The others broke right out of the box. Here we go. Today's secret message was, don't miss Captain Wallaby's neighborhood every day. Check the local listings or stream each episode on the Wallaby Network. Yeah, this was a great secret, wasn't it?
That's not what today's message was. It was something positive.
Well, either that was today's message, or this thing is broken. Which is it?
They must have played the wrong recording.
Okay then, why don't you do the knock again right now, and I'll decode it in real
I'm
time.
not going to do that.
Because I decoded it right the first time.
The Wallaby Network is a really great way of watching new and past episodes for the low monthly rate of $14.98 plus tax, or they can get an annual subscription, which is only $170 plus tax. That's a lot of savings.
That's less than $8 in savings.
Still savings!
With this network, I can watch every episode of your show?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Oh, you can only stream the last 3 seasons of the show, and the rest is still on Netfilms Plus due to a contract thing.
So if I want to watch all of your episodes, I have to pay for your network and Netfilms Plus?
It's not that bad, really.
But all the episodes are unedited, right?
No, they are heavily edited to maximize enjoyment.
That is so fucking lame!
Language, Lance. There's no one working with Bleep for language because we don't use bad words here.
A bleep sound is heard. Lance looks around.
A little late, but still nice to have. You know what? Let's see how well they do their job, huh? Fuck! Now,
The bleep is heard.
wow, that was very late. Is this on a tape delay?
What's the tape delay?
Oh, you are so getting a fine for this episode. The FCC hates it when you use the word fuck on TV.
Well, then you should stop using.
The bleep is heard.
Yeah,
Don't bleep me. Bleep him. He's the one saying bad words.
you should have a talk with you.
The bleep is heard.
What did I?
Bleep.
Stop it!
Now we're going to have to edit out this whole segment before we can upload it.
I think you're editing out most of this episode before you upload it.
No, we won't. We've had some great fun in the first part of the show.
Like Miss Kira trying to flash you? Or our nice talk with Daniel about attraction and masturbation. That he no longer remembers because you roofied his young mind with magic!
I did no such thing.
Yes, you did! You used Jimmy to make him forget we had that talk. You also tried to do that to me as well, in case you forgot.
Sometimes you have to go to extreme measures to keep the neighborhood pure and clean and the filth out.
This neighborhood is nothing but filth. You have Lady Angela trying to pump everything with a pulse. are? When did that happen?
Like 8 seasons ago. We don't talk about it much because it upsets her.
But you know she's 100% fucking mailman Phil.
How dare you?
I thought you knew.
How dare you use that type of language?
Really? That's what offends you? The statement of fact that I said the word fucking, not that your supposed fiance is fucking the mailman. Also, I think the person working the bleeps already gave up. Because I said fuck or its derivative like 4 times, and I heard no attempt to censor me.
Stop saying that word.
Fine. Lady Angela is regularly touching nether regions with mailman Phil. You're welcome.
And they are not. They're just really friendly with each other, and she likes to help him with his mail route and his truck.
Wallaby, you need to stop lying to yourself and start seeing what's going on around here. I'm just saying, this place is pretty fucked up when you really start to look at it.
Stop using that language.
I'm trying to get you to see what's really happening around here, and all you care about is my word joy.
I know what's really happening around here. This neighborhood is perfect, and I love it here.
You are out of your mind.
I'm perfectly in my mind. Thank you.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Lance drops down into the puppet theater as Wallaby rushes to where Lance was and begins to yell into the puppet theater.
I'm glad you're out of here. We don't need your language and your negative attitude in the neighborhood. We are so much better without you, Lance. Anyway, you're just a dumb puppet. It's not like you know anything. Puppets are the stupidest things in this neighborhood.
Lance pops back up, forcing Wallaby to stagger back.
Fuck you!
What just happened? I'm sorry you had to see that, boys and girls. Sometimes friends fight and say things they don't mean and use language they shouldn't. I'll apologize to Lance when I call him tomorrow.
The bell is heard, but it sounds slightly darker than it did in the first act.
Who's that?
Cowboy Larry enters.
Cowboy Larry, what brings you back here?
I'm notifying everyone in the neighborhood that there's been some cattle rustling going on out at the ranch.
Really? Who would do a thing like that?
You know Funky, the kid that works down at Mr. Hopper?
He's really smart, such a good kid.
Well, he's been stealing cattle from us and selling it to a farm a few neighborhoods over.
There are no other neighborhoods than this one.
Be real, Captain. Of course there are other neighborhoods. And that kid has been stealing from us to sell to them.
Are we going door to door to find him?
No, the manhunt is done. We caught him. Right now, well, some of my best men are at this place looking for evidence that'll put this whole thing to bed. Then all that's left is to deal with justice.
So we're going to have a trial.
No need to waste the people's time with the trial, Captain. We know he's guilty of sin, so all we have to do is go straight to the citizen.
Did he confess?
Of course not. No one confesses right away. That's why we need the evidence, something irrefutable that makes him admit what he's done, or at least proves he's done it.
This doesn't seem right.
That's the way justice is served in this neighborhood. Listen, you can drag a judge in here, get a jury and lawyers, but it's still going to end the same way.
How's that?
Coffee hanging at the end of this here noose.
Cowboy Larry removes the noose from his
You can't kill him.
Of course we can. That's what we do when someone breaks the law. We string them up so they can't break it a second time.
Is that what happened with your friend you told me about earlier, Cowboy Larry?
You darn right. We strung him from the biggest tree we could find and watched him struggle to get free until his feet stopped twitching. And he was a cattle rustler too, so if we hung him for it, you darn right we hanging Conky for it.
This just seems also brutal, and that's something I want the kids to be learning about.
Why? You don't think they know about the justice system? I hate to break it to you like this, Captain, but most of these kids watching your show are going to end up on the wrong side of the justice system when they get older.
That is not true.
Afraid so. It's best they learn now that if they break the law, the only recourse is swift, immediate justice, and I claim to bring that justice.
What about due process?
Captain, it's nice that you fear for the kid, but honestly, he's getting what's coming to him. If we give him due process, he's going to end up sitting in a jail cell, and one day he'll get out, and you know what he's going to do?
Become a productive member of society because he'll have learned from his incarceration.
No. He's just going to do it again. Best remove that possibility right here now.
The bell is heard, and mailman Phil enters.
Mail delivery for Cowboy Larry.
I'm right here.
Mailman Phil hands Cowboy Larry the letter. Cowboy Larry opens it and begins to read.
I always knew there was something not right with that conky. Kid gave me the creeps every time I saw him.
You shouldn't judge someone like that.
Why? He turned out to be a dirty little cattle thief.
Alleged cattle thief, they haven't proven anything yet.
Yes, they have. They found an envelope full of money and a burner phone in his room.
That doesn't prove anything.
The only number in the phone was from the cattle ranch 2 neighborhoods over, and the last phone call that was made last night when the heist happened.
That's ironclad. That kid did the crime and he needs to suffer the consequences.
Phil is right. We got the evidence, we'll confront him, and he'll confess. Even if he doesn't, we got enough to hang the bastard.
Hang him high. What's his body to the sky?
It's as nice as they can be for a good old-fashioned hanging.
I can't wait. It's been too long since our last hanging.
I know, I'm actually shaking. I'm so excited for this.
How do you know the evidence wasn't planted? The guilty party could still be out there.
Nah. You gonna ask anybody to hang with you?
I'll probably see if Lady Angela wants to go with me.
She's a princess. She'll have to be there.
I should go ask her if she wants to go to the hanging with me.
How many people have you hanged?
This year overall.
This year?
This will make 7. We're down a little bit from last year, but I'm sure we'll pick back up soon. The holidays always bring out the riffraff that break the law and hang by the neck for it.
How can this have been happening and I didn't know about it?
We all thought it was best if you didn't know.
How am I supposed to justify this to the kids?
Like this.
Cowboy Larry moves downstage center. A spot falls on him.
Last night around 8 p.m., we received a report of 3 shots fired in a house on the 800 block of Cedar Street. A unit was dispatched. When they arrived, they found the premises fully lit, yet no one was responding to the knocks at the door. The officers then forced the door and entered the premises. They searched each room, but when they entered the master bedroom, they found 2 people, 1 male and 1 female, both in the nude on the bed. The male had been shot once in the chest. The female had been shot twice. Once in the chest and a second wound to the head. Both were deceased. There was no sign of a perpetrator or sign of a break-in. About an hour later, at 9:45 p.m., a report came in from the Carmichael Hotel in downtown of another female victim. Upon inspection, it was discovered that the woman was shot once in the head with a pillow being used as a silencer. She had been dead for some time and was most likely shot before the 2 persons at the residence on Cedar Street. A comparison of the rounds showed that the same gun was used for all 3 murders. We are now searching for the culprit responsible for these crimes. Currently, we are not releasing any names until we can find next of kin. Thank you.
The lights return to normal, and Cowboy Larry steps back.
It's as simple as that.
What just happened?
I just explained to the kids what's going on.
No, you didn't.
I can assure you I didn't.
No, you were talking about something else.
What?
We don't want to repeat it.
Captain, are you feeling all right?
I'm feeling fine, just fine.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat some more, but I have to go. We got hanging to prepare for. I hope you feel better, Captain.
Bye, Detective. Cowboy Larry. That was weird, kids. Did you see what I saw? Of course you didn't. I've just been having a long day, is all. It's a shame about Conky, but there's nothing that can be done to stop it. I just need to clear my head for a minute.
The bell is heard, and Miss Kira appears.
time right now.
I think we can figure out how to have a nicer time, don't you think?
Miss Kira pinches Wallaby's butt.
Kira, that's not a very nice touch, and there are kids at home watching who shouldn't be seeing this.
I'm sure they're okay with it.
I'm not. I'm responsible for their well-being while they're watching the show.
Kiss me.
I shouldn't.
Why not?
I'm engaged.
To who? That bitch Lady Angela?
Don't call my fiance a bitch.
She is. Trust me. I can tell. You'd be better off leaving her and being with me. I'd make you so happy.
I'm plenty happy the way that I am.
No, you're not. You're a tortured soul who just wants to have some fun. I can be that fun if you let me. Don't you think I'm pretty?
Of course I think you're pretty.
Don't you want to touch me?
Wallaby touches Miss Kira's hand.
Your skin is very soft.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Miss Kira takes Wallaby's hands and puts them on her breast.
What about these?
They're fairly nice.
I mean, Wallaby removes their hands from Miss Kira.
Why do you keep doing that?
Doing what?
Trying to seduce me.
Isn't that what you want?
No, it's not. This is a children's show. What kind of message are we sending the kids?
That sex is a positive thing and can be beautiful when done properly.
That's not a message for a children's show.
Kids, it's never too early to learn that sex is something that shouldn't be here. If it wasn't for sex, none of you would be here. So, when you become old enough, don't be so judgmental and just give it a try.
Sex isn't something that should happen until after two people are married.
Please, you're not married and you've had sex before?
I have not.
You're serious? You really think you've never had sex?
No, I haven't.
You were serious when you said you didn't remember me.
I was.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me. I've always been this person, and I know I have never met you before today.
I see. I guess I thought I meant more to you than that.
What are you talking about?
You shouldn't make promises to people you don't intend to keep.
What promises?
Miss Kira moves to center and a spot falls on her.
I was ready to give up everything for you. You weren't going to give up anything for me. I knew I should have never gotten involved with you. I knew it was a mistake and that it would end in heartbreak, and here we are. If I was a petty person, I would threaten you. You know, threaten to tell people what we've done. But I don't think I'm a petty person. But who knows? You said you trusted me. Was that true? Or was that just another one of your lies? If this gets out, it's going to ruin you. I'm just saying, it's not going to look good at all. Talk to me. If you are going to stand there and talk to me, say something. I loved you. I truly loved you. What's that in your hand?
The lights return to normal, and Miss Kira returns to her previous position.
Just happened. Listen, Wallaby, darling, I can't waste my whole day here. If you're not interested in what I'm selling, then I'm just going to have to take my wares elsewhere. So, what do you say? You want to have some fun?
I don't.
A whistle is heard.
Looks like you lost your chance, Captain. I'm needed elsewhere. I'll see you around.
Is it Miss Kira Hoot? She says some wild things. I think it's probably time for a cartoon. Yeah, it's probably cartoon time.
A bell is heard.
What, can't I have a moment's peace?
Daniel enters. He is no longer dressed as a child, but dressed as a 20-something.
Daniel, what are you doing here?
That greeting seems appropriate.
What do you mean?
Do you have anything to eat in this place?
There's probably something in the kitchen.
Is it just healthy crap, or do you have some real food here?
Healthy food is real food, Daniel.
It can be, under the right circumstance, but sometimes you just need something that's full of sugar and dyes.
You shouldn't eat like that. You're a growing boy.
I'm 19. I stopped growing a while ago.
You know, you're 12.
I haven't been 12 in a long time. Is everything okay with you?
I'm fine. What's you are worried about?
You don't have to worry about me. Who was that I saw leaving here just now?
That was Miss Kira.
Who?
Miss Kira, she lives around here. Don't you remember her?
No, I have no idea who she is.
Right, you wouldn't.
What was that?
Nothing.
She was cute. You know she's single.
I have no idea.
Is she coming back here? Maybe I could meet her.
I'd be surprised if she came back.
You know, you need to watch yourself. If anyone else saw you with a girl like that, they may start thinking that funny stuff was going on here.
Funny stuff.
You know, that you and her were...
I don't know what that means.
that you were having sex.
How do you know what that is?
What, sex? I'm 26. I know what sex is. I've known about sex for a long time. Hell, I've had sex.
No, you haven't. You're still just an innocent kid.
Right. Me, innocent? You were pretty funny when you wanted me.
Well, would you like me to bring out the magic board so we can learn about how stamps are made?
Why would I want to do that? Listen, I just came over to raid your fridge and see if you had some extra cash I could borrow. You can add it to my tab and I'll totally pay you back when I get paid next. I promise.
I don't have any money.
You don't? Why? What are you spending it on?
Nothing. I don't spend money on anything.
Then why don't you have it?
I just don't.
You spending it on her?
For who?
That girl that left here before I showed up.
No, of course not. I just don't use money.
Listen, Captain. We've known each other for a long time, right?
Since you were a little boy.
Right, and in that time we've really gotten to know each other.
Of course, we're basically best friends.
I wouldn't go that far, but we're very close. And there's something I wanted to talk to you about. Now, I need you to keep an open mind, okay?
Of course. You know you can tell me anything.
All right, well, I'm thinking about moving out of the neighborhood.
What? Why would you want to do that? This is the most wonderful place on earth to live. Nobody ever wants to leave.
I'm getting older, and I think it's time to venture out and see what life has in store for me away from
You
here.
can't leave. You're a vital part of the neighborhood.
No, I'm not. I'm just a guy that lives here. And now I'm going to go and live somewhere else and maybe meet a person, settle down, start a family, you know, have a life.
You can have a life here.
I don't want this life. I want to go and figure out who I am and where I fit into this world. Everyone here looks at me like I'm still a child and I need to get away from
But
this.
we can fix that. We can make everything better if we just
I
try.
have been trying, but nothing ever changes. I want to get married and there's no way that's going to happen if I stay here.
You can. There's plenty of people around here you can marry.
I don't want to marry any of these people. I want to find someone different, someone I can truly love.
Why?
Isn't that important? That's something you've taught me since the beginning, that love is always important.
Love fades, changes. It's not forever.
I don't believe that. And I know you don't believe that either.
You can't go. I won't let you.
You can't stop me.
Of course I can.
How?
I'll wish you to stay.
A bang is heard as Jimby enters.
Did someone say wish?
I did. I wish that Daniel didn't want to leave and that he was back to being his 12-year-old self again.
You can't do that.
Jimmy cannot grant that wish.
Oh, of course, I forgot to say the magic words. Magic words spoken and bind the genie to grant us each a wish, or speak the words that activate you. Abracadabra, Alakazam, or spoken, voila, the sesame, come, and each other. So, marry.
Those words will not work on Jimmy now.
Why not? You're a genie, I say the words, and you do the magic. That's how this works.
Jimmy may only grant one wish to a person each day. You could say the chant until you are blue in the face, but Jimmy cannot grant more wishes.
Jimmy, has Wallaby ever made that wish before?
Jimmy has granted many wishes to Captain Wallaby, but this is the first time Jimmy has been asked to grant this particular wish.
But if Wallaby hadn't already made a wish today, would you have granted it?
Jimmy is bound to obey his master.
Do I still have a wish for today?
Master Daniel has not spoken the words, but yes, you still have a wish for today.
No, he doesn't. He wished for a bouncy ball this morning.
Jimmy does not remember granting that wish.
Is that what you really want? magic words spoken and bind the genie to grant us each a wish. I speak the words that activate you. Abracadabra, alakazam, hocus pocus, voila, open sesame, klaatu baratu, niktu, simsalabim, mojo calamari.
You have spoken the magic words, and with that, Jimmy is now bound to grant you one wish that falls within Jimmy's power. Speak the words of your wish and see it granted.
Whatever you're thinking of doing, please don't.
Daniel steps center and a spot falls on him.
What happened? Is it over? I'm sure whatever happened, you two can talk it through. You always do. How about I give her a call and I can help you two talk this through? Why can't I call her? You're acting very strange. What's going on? You asked me to come out here. Now what's happening? Don't do this. You always do this to me. I care about you. I really do. You just make it hard sometimes.
A dog can be heard barking.
Quiet down. Now please tell me what happened. It was something bad, wasn't it? Don't close off, not this time. This is why I left, because every time I tried talking to you about something important, you just turned off and ignored me. For the love, you called me! You begged me to drop everything and drive out to this hellhole you love so much. And now you won't talk to me? I'm gone. I'm getting out of here. If you don't want to talk, I'm not going to force you.
An alert tone is heard. Daniel removes a phone from his pocket and looks at it. There's a long pause.
Did you hear what happened? Did you do this? Tell me you didn't do this. Put that down.
Daniel returns to his place and his personality as the lights return to normal.
Why did you say that?
Say what? I haven't made my wish yet.
And Jimmy has been waiting patiently.
I wish that I could get out of this neighborhood and never have to look back.
Your wish is within Jimmy's power and is granted.
The lights flicker.
I'm out of here. Goodbye, Captain. Never contact me.
Daniel, wait, we don't go. We still have so much to learn together.
He is gone.
But you can bring him back, right? And tomorrow I can make a wish to bring him back.
That wish would not be within Jimmy's power.
Why not?
Jimmy only obeys his master and grants their wishes.
I am your master.
You never were Jimmy's master.
But why?
Jimmy believes you know why.
What is going on? What is happening here?
A bell is heard.
I don't want you here.
Mailman Phil enters.
Mail delivery for Captain Wallaby.
Wasn't expecting anything else today.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have to come back out here again either, but here I am.
Can I have my package?
Not a package, it's a letter. Priority delivery.
All right, give it to me.
Not so fast, Captain. Priority delivery requires a signature.
Mailman Phil produces a digital signature pad.
Here, now sign here,
He points to the screen, Wallaby signs.
initial here,
He points, Wallaby does.
and here.
Same action as before.
Last name here.
Same action as before.
Just give me the envelope. Please.
Fine, here you go.
Mailman Phil hands Wallaby the envelope. Wallaby stares at it in disbelief.
Aren't you going to open it?
No, not right now.
You're not curious what it is? It was sent priority
I
delivery.
know what it is.
Then what is it?
Nothing. Nothing at all. It's just something stupid.
Captain, I never took you for the closed-off type. Normally, you're very open about everything in your life.
I am. I don't keep secrets because secrets aren't nice.
Then what's in the letter?
I told you it's nothing.
Be that way. Have you seen Lady Angela? I can't seem to find her anywhere.
I haven't seen her in quite some time. I'd be surprised if I saw her again today.
A bell is heard. Lady Angela enters. Her fanfare has turned negative. Wallaby shoves the letter into a pocket.
Hello all, how are we doing?
Better now that you're here.
Fine.
Wallaby, darling, you look pale. Is something the matter?
No, everything's fine, just fine.
I didn't see you at the hanging today.
I'm there. I just wasn't there with you. As princess of the neighborhood, I'm required to attend all public gatherings, even the icky ones
say something wrong to offend you? If I did, I'm real sorry. I promise I'll never do it again. You know how I feel about you, don't you?
I know, and I feel the same, but sometimes we can't be seen together.
But why?
I have to keep up appearances, and being seen with you wouldn't be appropriate.
To hell with appropriate. I'm in love with you.
I know, darling, but while I reign as princess, I must think of the people first and foremost. Isn't that right, Wallaby?
Of course you're right. You're always right.
I swear, I'm not going to stop pursuing you until you're mine. Mine forever, and everyone knows it.
Everyone already knows it.
What was that?
I said it's almost cartoon time.
Oh, well, I was hoping to talk to you about something quickly before that.
I always have time for you, Lady Angela. What do you want to talk about?
I assume you want some privacy for this conversation?
That would be best.
Then I guess I'll take my leave.
Mailman Phil moves to center as a spot falls on him.
Great, this again.
Who the hell are you?
Mailman Phil returns to the as the lights return to normal.
Oh, but Captain, did you get the turtle I sent you earlier? Phil should have delivered it.
I did. I remember doing it.
Turtle. Right. Yes, I got it.
Lady Angela looks around the room without moving from her position.
Well, then where is it?
It's around here somewhere.
Wallaby begins to look around the stage as Lady Angela grabs Mailman Phil and begins to kiss him passionately.
Don't know where I put that turtle.
Keep looking.
I'm sure it's here somewhere.
They return to their embrace. After a moment,
You're going to tell the captain, right?
I'm going to right now.
Find me when it's done.
I will, I promise.
they kiss again and Mailman Phil exits.
I'm sorry, Lady Angela. I just can't seem to find it.
That's okay, Wallaby. It's not important now.
Where'd Mailman Phil go?
He had to leave. How's today's show going?
Weird.
How's that?
I don't know. Everyone's acting very strange, and I think I'm starting to see things.
Maybe you need to see a doctor.
I don't need to see a doctor. I just need things to make sense again. I need everyone to stop acting crazy.
If you think everyone around you is acting crazy, that raises the question, is it them or you?
I'm not crazy.
That's all perspective. You don't think you're crazy, but if you really listen to yourself, you know that you just might be.
Listen. What do you know about listening? You never listen to me.
If you had something interesting to say, then maybe I would start listening to you.
Have you ever loved me?
Once, long ago, there was a time.
But no.
We've grown so far apart. I don't even know you anymore.
I'm the same person I've always been.
No, you're not. You've changed, and so have I.
What are you talking about?
We're different people now than when we met. And I don't think I like the person you've become.
Are you trying to end this?
I think so. Yes.
Well, that's not going to happen. We're engaged.
What are you talking about? We haven't been engaged in a long time. I'm starting to worry about you.
I thought you didn't like the person I've become.
That doesn't mean I don't care for you. Please, let me recommend someone for you to talk to, a specialist, a friend.
I don't need that.
Seek help before you do something you'll regret.
Everything is fine. With me, with us, we'll work through this the way we always do.
It's different this time.
How?
I've met someone else.
What? Who?
I'm leaving you. Goodbye.
Lady Angela crosses to center as a spot falls on her.
No, no. Please don't do this. Please.
What are you doing here? You need to leave now. This isn't how I wanted you to find out. Please, just go to a hotel or something. Just leave. I'll call you later and we can talk about all of this. I know you're mad. Just breathe. Everything will be all right.
The lights return to normal as Lady Angela kisses Wallaby on the cheek and exits. Wallaby falls to their knees.
Isn't how this was supposed to go?
screw things up royally.
Leave me alone.
No, I did that once and I've seen where that got
I don't need you. I've never needed you.
you. You keep telling yourself that. You keep telling yourself that this is real and everything is fine. But you need to face what you've
I
done.
haven't done anything.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. Lying is bad. I've always taught the kids not to lie.
The kids hate you.
No, they don't.
They all hate you.
Shut up.
You'll never be loved again.
Shut up.
This is your fate. This is what the rest of your life is going to be. Stuck, alone, unloved, and hated.
Wallaby springs up and rushes the puppet theater and grabs Lance.
Fuck up, you stupid fucking puppet.
You said the no word.
Wallaby removes Lance fully from the puppet theater and begins to shake him.
You're not going to shut me up, Daddy.
What are you?
You know what I am. You remember me.
Get away from me.
Wallaby throws Lance into the puppet theater. A knock is heard at the door.
Go away.
The knock is heard again. Lance pops back up.
You should answer that.
No.
Knock,
Trust me, you want to answer that.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
knock.
Get door!
Fine.
Wallaby opens the door. Justice stands in the doorway, now dressed as the Grim Reaper carrying a scythe. During the next set of dialogue, Justice moves into the room, and Wallaby walks slowly away from them.
Hello, Wallaby. What is this? It's not Halloween. Why are you dressed like that?
I'm here to do my job. It's time to collect.
What are you here to collect?
Come now, you know what I've come to collect.
No. Can't do that. I'm not dead. You can't take the soul of someone who's not dead.
Not dead yet, but soon. Very soon, if you're smart. Open your letter.
What letter?
This letter.
Justice presents the letter to Wallaby, who quickly checks their pocket and finds that it's now empty.
Take it, Wallaby.
That's not mine.
You know it is. It's time to pay for what you've done.
I haven't done anything.
Tell them that.
A death bell tolls as the rest of the cast enter and creates a semicircle around Wallaby and Justice, with the puppet theater and Lance at its center.
What are they doing here?
Because of you, they live here now. If you won't accept what you've done, listen to their stories and know what has happened.
A spot falls on Lance.
Your parents argued nonstop when you were a child. Your mother ignored you, your father hates you. When you were 5, you created an imaginary friend, someone who would care for you and protect you. You created me. We were inseparable, best friends. I was there when you decided to follow your dream and become a school teacher. I was there when you graduated from college. I was with you for everything until you met her. She wanted you to see a doctor, a friend, a specialist, a psychiatrist. She didn't like the fact that you still had an imaginary friend. She thought it was weird. She thought you'd be better off without me. So the psychiatrist friend helped you suppress me.
spot moves from Miss Kira to Mailman Phil.
It all started when I was assigned a new route for my deliveries. On my first day, my first stop was a doctor's office, and standing there, leaning on the receptionist's desk, was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. It was her office. She was the doctor. I played it cool and chatted her up anytime our paths crossed. Then one day, I needed a physical for work, and guess whose office I got sent to? We hit it off right away, and when I asked if she wanted to get a drink later, I couldn't believe it when she said yes. She was amazing, and I fell for her. I didn't even care that she was married. I just wanted to be with her, and I was. A lot. One night, she calls me up and tells me she's all alone. Another late night for her spouse. So I went to keep her company. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of everything, this psycho who I've never seen before busts in. She starts trying to talk to you, calm the situation, but it didn't work. The next thing I know, there's a gun pointing at me and it goes off. I heard a scream, and that was it.
The spot moves from Mailman Phil to Lady Angela.
When we first met, I thought you were the funniest and nicest person in the world. When you asked me to marry you, I was elated. Then came our son soon after. But as time went on, we started to drift apart, talk less. You started to spend more time at work. I started to spend more time at work. Then I met Phil. He seemed nice, and I really liked talking to him. Then one day, he asked me out for a drink. I said yes. Why the hell not? You were working late again, grading papers. I didn't plan for things to turn physical with Phil. I tried to talk to you about it, but you were always shutting me down. I should have just left. I should have just told you it was over and walked out, but I didn't. If I had, you never would have come home early that night. You wouldn't have found me in bed with Phil. You wouldn't have shot Phil and then turned the gun on me. Unfortunately, your shot didn't kill me. So, you raised the gun, and the last thing I heard before the second shot was you saying, "How could you do this to me, you bitch?"
The spot moves from Lady Angela to Cowboy Larry.
I was assigned to this triple homicide shortly after we realized that's what it was. It didn't take long to find a connection between the two female victims, so I did some digging and learned that you owned the cabin up north. I tried calling, but I kept getting sent straight to voicemail. That area doesn't have good cell reception. So I drove up there, hoping to inform you of the death of your wife and to ask you a few questions about your whereabouts. When I arrived at the cabin, I could tell right away something was off because there were two cars in the driveway, but when I knocked at the door, you were alone. You told me you had been the only person in the cabin for the last 2 days. I informed you about your wife's death, and you seemed heartbroken over it. And I told you about the death of your former student. You were shocked, but I don't know, something seemed off about your reaction. I noticed that you had a fresh wound on your arm. The bandage was soaked with blood. You told me that it was caused by an accident that you had earlier in the day, so you excused yourself to the bathroom to change the dressing. I decided to take the opportunity to look around your cabin. I started with your kitchen. When I opened the door, I discovered 2 bodies. The first was of a 20-something male.
The spot moves from Cowboy Larry to Daniel.
You called me late at night. It must have been before anyone had discovered the bodies. You told me that you and Mom had gotten into a fight. You were at the cabin and you desperately needed to talk to me. You needed my help. So I threw a few things in my car and drove out. When I got there, it looked like hell. I tried to talk to you, but you didn't want to talk to me. I started to get angry and yell. You couldn't sit still. I always hated that cabin. There's nothing to do and you could only get a signal in one spot. As I chased you around the cabin trying to get you to talk, I passed through the spot and I must have been there just long enough for a message to show up on my phone. The minute I read it, I knew you had done it. That you had to have done it. What I didn't expect is that you would grab a butcher's knife from the block drive it into my chest. Again and again and again. I was your son, your child, and you still had no problem doing that to me? Don't remember anything after the first stab, the pain that was erupting through my body.
The spot moves from Daniel to Cowboy Larry.
Second belonged to a golden retriever.
The spot moves from Cowboy Larry to Jimby.
I never cared for you. Your smell was off. When Jimby saw you attacking Jimmy's master, there was no choice. Jimby had to act. Jimby bit deep into your arm and you cried in pain. And you threw Jimby off and drove your pointed object into Jimby's side. Jimby did good. Jimby did Jimmy's job. Jimby wasn't good enough to stop you from hurting Jimmy's master.
The spot moves from Jimby back to Cowboy Larry.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was reaching for my sidearm as I turned. You were standing there with your gun already leveled. You pulled your trigger. You gave no reaction to what you were doing. You didn't seem to care that you were ending my life.
The lights return to normal. The semicircle of people take a step back into darkness.
I don't remember doing any of that. You did. But that's not all you did. Take the letter and learn the rest.
Wallaby hesitates, then takes the letter and opens it. They read it, and after a moment, they drop it and begin to cry.
After ending the lives of 5 people and 1 dog, you sat down at your desk. The desk was the reason you loved this cabin. When you were a child, your parents brought you up here, and you would sit at that desk and work on your dream. You wanted to become a children's television show host, teaching young minds all around the world and bringing them joy. That was your dream, which you have now turned into your nightmare. But when you sat down at your desk this time, you weren't writing your dreams, you were writing your end. Your confession to what you had done. You signed the letter, "Please forgive me." Then you took some rope and tied a noose. You stood on a chair and tied one end of the rope around a beam and placed the noose around your neck. Then you toppled the chair. Your neck didn't snap, and you were being strangled.
I don't remember what happened after that.
You passed out, and then you came here. Tell me, Wallaby, what was today's lesson?
Cheating.
No, the other lesson.
Justice points to the raffle bin.
The one you didn't want to read.
Wallaby removes the wadded paper from their pocket and looks at it.
It says murderer.
Today's lessons were depression, homicide, murder, and cheating. They seem appropriate since they all sum up who you are.
I didn't mean to do any of it.
Yet by your hands, 6 lives ended today. Do not cheat me out of a 7.
What do you mean?
Soon more officers will arrive, checking on the one you killed. They will find you hanging, passed out. They will revive you. You know as well as I do that you should not survive. You have the ability right now to make a choice. Go with me to the great beyond, or be rescued and face the world as what you are, a murderer.
Will I be punished in the afterlife?
That's not my decision. But your choice now does not stop anything. You wanted to end your life as a personal punishment for what you did. Do not deny yourself that. Do not deny the dead their right for vengeance.
What about the living? Don't they have a right for vengeance? The dead will have theirs eventually.
The dead only have a small window for vengeance.
Justice waves their hand and the front door opens. A bright white light streams in.
It is time for the dead to move on.
Why should you get to live while I'm dead?
I did nothing to you. Why is your life worth more than mine?
You took so much time from me. What makes you think you deserve more?
There's no justice for us out there. Only a show. Don't give them their show.
You were always very smart and clever. You know what you need to do now.
Just end it.
is no choice. The answer is simple. Good.
There is a sudden blackout. Only the light through the door is visible. When the blackout ends, justice is gone.
Where'd they go?
Their job is done here.
Why are you still here?
I'm not real. There's nowhere else for me to go. Once you're gone, I'll stop being.
Could you have kept me from doing it?
I want to think so, but we'll never know.
Do you hate me?
Never. You've always been my best friend. It's time.
I'm scared.
I know you are, but it'll be all right.
Total blackout. The sound of people breaking down a door is heard. A cop's voice off stage. We've got a hanger. Cut him down. You've got a